another sight in the game, cause see the boxing
was 20 pounds above his weight that he turned pro at. Mayweather turned pro at 130, not 140. So the jump is different to go all the way to 154. You know, Leonard went up to 168, but he didn't take on the toughest guy. He fought Lalonde, you know, which is totally reasonable. Ray Leonard is one of the best fighters in history, and he should be. He's terrific, one of my favorite fighters. But let's call a spade a spade. We're all human, dude. You know what I mean? Everybody's human. So to ask Floyd to go up to 54 and fight Golovkin, it's totally not fair. It's totally not fair. It would have been like Leonard moving up, asking Leonard to move up to light heavyweight, go up to light heavyweight and fight, I don't know, Michael Moore or somebody like that in those days. You know, he wasn't going up to fight those guys. You know, yeah, Michael Spinks. You know, so it's just it's not the same thing. It's not the same comparison at all. Floyd has gone up to all the way up to the welterweight division and taken on the best of his era. This is a new generation now, so you can always come up with new guys you can fight because the new guy is always going to come up. You know what I mean? So if you're going to go play that game, the guy will be fighting until he's 100. You know, you can't have that either. You know, so I don't think it's fair to judge Mayweather against Golovkin. If they make the fight, it's cool. It's an intriguing fight to talk about, but I don't see the fight happening.
Paulie, is it going to affect you that you didn't get the comeback fight that you wanted in May? You have a lot of ring rust now. You haven't fought in a while.
No, you know, I was talking earlier. I said, you know, it's funny because I've come off back-to-back training camps in some way, shape, or form. This is the first year where I've been in the gym almost the whole year, even if it's 2-3 days a week. I went to Saddam Ali's training camp and I was sparring with him. Then I had my own training camp and I was getting ready for that. You know, be it was mixed with my travel and my work, but almost this entire year I've been in the gym. Even if it's just 2-3 days a week, I've been in the gym, and I haven't done that in probably a decade. You know, in the past I've just fought and then taken time off totally. You know, just hung out and chilled out and then got back in the gym really out of shape. You know, so this is the first time where I've spent consistent time in the gym since I was a young pro or early in my pro career. And so from that perspective, when the Danny Garcia fight was offered, I was like, you know, I'm pretty sharp already. You know, I had just come off the other camp. And even when I got cut, I stayed with my road work. You know, I didn't even stop running. You know, so I didn't stop working out. So I was like, man, I don't even have to really worry about my weight a lot. I'm pretty sharp. I just got to continue to get sharp. So I don't see it as being as rusty as people might think. I look at it as I'm getting a big fight and an opportunity to get it at a pretty good time because I've been in the gym consistently. And I think that's going to really show itself because I feel real good in the gym right now. And it's one of the reasons I'm excited for the fight.
You had a ton of problems over the second half of the fight against Peterson. When Peterson was moving back and forth and giving him lateral movement. And obviously you're great at that. Does that give you a lot of confidence, from watching that fight? Because I thought Garcia looked silly at times.
Yeah, I mean, you know, everybody's got their good qualities and bad qualities. I'm sure there's things that trouble me as well. But yeah, you know, I'm sure Garcia's going to be plenty ready for my style, and I'm going to be plenty ready for his style. And when I'm sharp, I don't mind testing myself against anybody in the world.
Danny's still the man at 140, but some people, they think he's regressing in his last couple fights. Do you see that, or is he as good as ever?
I think Danny's just fine. You know, the thing about the media and the fans they're very fickle. You know, and boxing is what have you done for me lately. Danny Garcia did not have an easy road coming up the ladder. Even before he won a world title, he had to fight guys like Kendall Holt, Nate Campbell, Mike Arnudis. You know, these are not easy guys to deal with even before you're in your big fights. You know, so I think people choose to forget that path, and he didn't have as easy of a path as certain other fighters have that the media's pretty much blowing right now. You know what I mean? So you know, if you look at it that way, you know, you can't go to Danny and say, oh, you know, well, he hasn't looked so good, because Danny's been taking on tough fights for a while, you know. And, you know, even the Rod Salka fight, okay, so it was a guy he shouldn't have been fighting. It was a guy who was a super featherweight. Rod Salka was actually, if you actually watch Rod Salka, he's actually a pretty good super featherweight. He's actually a pretty good fighter. He's just not a junior welterweight, you know. But it's, you know, I guess...
And he did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, Danny did what he was supposed to do. But, of course, you know, there's certain styles that trouble Danny and there's certain styles that trouble me. I'm sure come fight night we'll be ready for each other.